Tonight we explore the long, quietly fascinating story of the comb, a small object that has travelled through thousands of years of human history, carried in pockets, placed on dressing tables, and held in countless hands. A simple row of teeth, yet a companion woven into the rhythm of daily life across cultures and centuries. Before we begin tonight's gentle journey, a soft reminder. This episode is designed to help you unwind, relax, and drift towards sleep. Please don't listen while driving or doing anything that needs your full attention. Let this be a quiet moment just for you, a time to settle, breathe, and let the world slow down around you. As you settle in, let your breathing soften, let your shoulders ease, and allow this gentle history to unfold around you. Long before cities rose, long before writing took shape, long before the world was mapped and measured, people still cared for their hair. Even in the earliest human communities, grooming was part of life. A quiet ritual of comfort, order, and identity. Archaeologists have found combs carved from bone and antler dating back more than 5,000 years. Some are simple, with uneven teeth and rough edges. Others are surprisingly refined, shaped with care by hands that understood the importance of small details. Imagine one of those earliest combs, a piece of bone smoothed by time, teeth carved slowly with primitive tools, a surface worn by use, by touch, by the rhythm of daily life. These combs weren't just tools, they were symbols of care, a way to tame the wildness of hair, to prepare for the day, to feel clean and ordered in a world that was often unpredictable. In early settlements, combs may have been used for more than grooming. Some were likely part of rituals, ceremonies, or social customs. A comb could mark adulthood, readiness, or belonging. It could be a gift, a token, a small piece of identity. As you picture these ancient combs, let your mind drift to the people who held them. People who lived close to the land, who shaped tools from what they found around them, who understood that even the simplest objects could bring comfort. The earliest combs remind us that humans have always sought small moments of order, gentle acts that make life feel a little more manageable. And in that way, the comb has been with us from the very beginning. As civilization blossomed along the Nile, combs became objects of beauty, craftsmanship, and meaning. In ancient Egypt, they were carved with remarkable precision, often from ivory or fine wood. Their teeth were evenly spaced, their surfaces polished, their shapes elegant. Some Egyptian combs were decorated with animals, gazelles, birds, protective symbols meant to bring good fortune. Others were simple and functional, used in daily grooming rituals that were an important part of Egyptian life. Imagine an Egyptian artisan sitting in the warm light of the sun, shaping each tooth carefully, the slow rhythm of carving, the quiet pride in creating something both useful and beautiful. Combs were placed in tombs, meant to accompany someone into the afterlife. They were part of personal kits, carried by men and women alike. They were used in preparation rituals, in ceremonies, in moments of reflection. Hair held symbolic meaning in Egypt. It could signify status, identity, or devotion, and the comb, small, precise, familiar, played a role in maintaining that meaning. Picture a comb resting on a low table beside jars of oils and perfumes, a gentle tool in a world of ritual and beauty, a companion object that helps shape the appearance of people who lived thousands of years ago, yet whose stories still echo today. As you imagine these scenes, let your breathing slow. Let the warmth of the Egyptian sun settle softly in your mind. Let the quiet craftsmanship of those ancient combs guide you deeper into rest. As we drift into the world of ancient Rome, the comb becomes part of a broader ritual of personal care, a daily routine woven into the rhythm of Roman life. Grooming was not merely practical, it was social, symbolic, and deeply connected to identity. Imagine a Roman morning. The soft light of dawn filters through a villa's courtyard. A small wooden box sits on a table, a grooming kit containing oils, mirrors made of polished metal, tweezers, and of course, a comb. Roman combs were often made from boxwood, a material prized for its smooth grain and durability. Craftsmen carved them with remarkable precision, shaping each tooth carefully. Some combs had two sides, one with wide teeth for detangling, and one with fine teeth for smoothing and finishing. Picture a Roman citizen preparing for the day. They dip their fingers into scented oil, working it through their hair. Then the comb glides through, steady and deliberate, creating order and shine. For Romans, appearance was a reflection of discipline and respectability. Hair was styled according to fashion, status, and occasion. The comb played a quiet but essential role in maintaining that image. In bathhouses, bustling centres of social life, combs were used after bathing, when hair was still damp and soft. The sound of combs moving through hair mingled with conversation, laughter, and the splash of water. It was a communal ritual, a moment of shared care. Roman soldiers carried combs too, not for vanity, but for hygiene. Keeping hair and beards tidy helped prevent lice and discomfort during long campaigns. A simple comb could make life in a distant outpost feel a little more manageable. Some Roman combs were decorated with patterns or inscriptions. Others were plain and functional, but all of them were part of a culture that valued order, cleanliness, and presentation. As you imagine these scenes, let your mind drift to the quiet moments within them, the gentle motion of a comb, the soft rustle of hair, the calm preparation before stepping into the world. Even in ancient Rome, the comb was a companion in the daily rhythm of life. Let that sense of ritual settle around you now, easing you deeper into rest. As trade routes stretched across continents, the comb travelled with them, carried in caravans, tucked into satchels, exchanged in markets from China to Persia to the Mediterranean. Along the Silk Road, the comb became a small but meaningful thread connecting distant cultures. Imagine a bustling market at the crossroads of Asia. Silks ripple in the breeze, spices fill the air with warm, earthy scents. Merchants display goods from faraway lands, jade ornaments, carved wooden boxes, and combs made from materials unfamiliar to local eyes. In China, combs had long been crafted from jade, bone, and fine woods. They were used not only for grooming, but for elaborate hair rituals that mark status, beauty, and tradition. Some combs were intricately carved with symbols of longevity, prosperity, or protection. A traveller might carry one of these combs as a treasured possession, its smooth surface polished by years of use. As they journeyed westward, the comb became a small piece of home, a reminder of family, culture, and the rituals they left behind. In Persia, combs were often made from horn or ivory, shaped with elegant curves and delicate teeth. They were used in preparation for ceremonies, festivals, and daily life. A Persian comb might be decorated with floral motifs or geometric patterns, reflecting the artistry of the region. Along the Silk Road, these combs were traded, gifted, or purchased as tokens of beauty and craftsmanship. A merchant from the Mediterranean might acquire a Chinese comb and marvel at its smooth jade surface. A traveller from India might bring a carved sandalwood comb to a distant market, its scent still lingering in the grain. The comb became a symbol of connection, a small object that crossed deserts, mountains, and oceans. It moved through cultures, adapting to new meanings while retaining its essential purpose, to bring order, comfort, and care. Picture a caravan resting at dusk. The fire crackles softly. A traveller sits quietly, combing dust from their hair after a long day's journey. The motion is slow, grounding, familiar, a moment of calm in a world of movement. As you imagine this scene, let the quiet rhythm of the comb guide your breathing. Let the vastness of the Silk Road fade into a gentle sense of continuity, a reminder that even across great distances, humans have always sought small moments of care. As we drift into the medieval world, the comb becomes a familiar companion in a time shaped by castles, monasteries, markets, and quiet domestic life. Though the era is often remembered for its grand battles and towering fortresses, daily life was filled with small, gentle rituals, and grooming was one of them. In medieval households, combs were typically made from wood, bone, or horn. Craftsmen carved them by hand, shaping each tooth with care. Some combs were simple and functional, used by families who lived modestly. Others were more ornate, decorated with patterns or symbols, owned by nobles or clergy. Imagine a medieval morning, a small home warmed by a hearth, a comb resting on a wooden table beside a bowl of water, a parent gently combing a child's hair before the day begins. The motion is slow, soothing, familiar, a moment of calm before stepping into the bustle of village life. In monasteries, grooming was part of discipline and routine. Monks kept their hair short, and combs were used to maintain neatness and hygiene. A monk might sit quietly in the early light, running a simple wooden comb through his hair as part of a ritual that prepared him for prayer and work. Medieval combs also appear in manuscripts and illustrations. Artists depicted them in scenes of domestic life, showing how deeply woven they were into everyday routines. A comb might be shown beside a mirror, a jug of water, or a small chest of personal items, a reminder that even in a world of grand stories, the quiet details mattered. In noble households, combs could be finely crafted. Some were made from imported materials, shaped with elegant curves and delicate teeth. A lady preparing for a feast might sit before a polished metal mirror while a maid gently combed her hair, smoothing it into intricate styles that reflected status and tradition. Combs also played a role in health. Medieval physicians believed that combing the hair could stimulate the scalp, improve circulation, and promote well-being. It was a simple act, but one that carried a sense of care and intention. Picture a medieval evening. The day's work is done. A family gathers near the fire. Someone takes a comb and gently works through their hair, easing out tangles from wind and labour. The crackle of the fire, the soft motion of the comb, the quiet closeness of family. These small moments shaped medieval life just as much as the grand events we read about today. As you imagine these scenes, let the warmth of the hearth settle around you. Let the gentle rhythm of medieval grooming rituals guide you deeper into rest. Across centuries, the making of combs became a craft in its own right, a quiet art practiced by skilled hands. Woodworkers, bone carvers, and horn shapers created combs that were both functional and beautiful, each one reflecting the materials and traditions of its time. Imagine a small workshop. Sunlight filters through a window. Tools rest neatly on a bench. A craftsman selects a piece of wood, perhaps cherry, walnut, or boxwood, feeling its grain, its weight, its warmth. The process begins with shaping the comb's body. The craftsman cuts the wood carefully, smoothing the edges with a knife or file. Then comes the delicate work, carving the teeth. Each tooth must be spaced evenly. Each one must be shaped with precision. Too thick and the comb will snag. Too thin and it may break. The craftsman works slowly, patiently, letting the rhythm of carving guide the process. The sound is soft, the gentle scrape of a blade, the whisper of wood shavings falling to the floor. Bone combs require even more care. The material is harder, denser, and must be shaped with steady hands. A bone comb might be polished until it gleams, its surface smooth and cool to the touch. Horn combs, made from cattle or sheep horn, have a natural translucence. When heated and shaped, horn becomes flexible, allowing craftsmen to create combs with elegant curves and fine teeth. A finished horn comb might shimmer softly in the light, its colours shifting like amber. Some combs were decorated with patterns, geometric designs, floral motifs, or symbols of protection. Others were left plain, their beauty found in the simplicity of their form. Crafting a comb was not just a task, it was a meditation, a slow, deliberate process that required focus and care. A way of shaping something small that would bring comfort to someone's daily life. Picture a craftsman finishing a comb. They run their fingers along the teeth, checking for smoothness. They polish the surface until it feels warm and familiar. Then they place it gently on a table, ready to be sold, gifted, or used. That comb might travel far, carried in a pocket, placed on a dressing table, used in quiet moments of grooming and reflection. It becomes part of someone's routine, part of their sense of care. As you imagine this craft, let the slow rhythm of carving settle your thoughts. Let the quiet dedication of those artisans ease you further into calm. As we drift into the Renaissance, the world begins to glow with curiosity, creativity, and rediscovery. Art flourishes, science awakens, and craftsmanship reaches new heights. Even small objects, everyday tools like combs, become part of this quiet revolution in beauty and refinement. In Renaissance Europe, grooming was deeply connected to presentation and social identity. Hair was styled with care, often elaborately, reflecting status, fashion, and personal pride. Combs became more than simple tools. They were crafted as objects of elegance, shaped with the same attention given to jewelry, mirrors, and decorative boxes. Imagine a Renaissance workshop. Sunlight spills across a wooden table. Tools lie neatly arranged: files, knives, polishing stones. A craftsman selects a piece of fine wood or bone, examining its grain, imagining the comb it will become. The comb's body is shaped first, smoothed until it feels warm and familiar in the hand. Then the teeth are carved, evenly spaced, delicate, precise. Some combs have 2 rows of teeth, one fine and one wide, allowing for both detangling and finishing. Others are shaped with gentle curves, designed to glide through hair with ease. Decoration becomes an art form. Patterns are etched into the surface: vines, flowers, geometric motifs. Some combs are inlaid with metal or mother of pearl. Others bear initials or symbols, marking them as personal treasures. In noble households, combs are kept in ornate boxes alongside perfumes, oils, and mirrors. A lady preparing for a gathering might sit before a polished glass mirror, a luxury of the time, while a maid gently combs her hair, smoothing it into intricate braids or curls. Hair becomes a canvas for expression: soft waves, elaborate updos, carefully arranged curls. The comb is the quiet tool behind these creations, shaping beauty with gentle precision. In portraits from the era, hair is depicted with remarkable detail, each curl, each wave carefully painted. Behind those painted strands lies the work of combs crafted with care, used in daily rituals that blended practicality with artistry. Even in simpler homes, combs play a role in daily life. A mother combs her child's hair before church. A craftsman tidies his hair before stepping into the bustling streets. A traveller carries a small comb in a pouch, a familiar companion on long journeys. The Renaissance reminds us that beauty is often found in small things, in the quiet act of grooming, in the craftsmanship of everyday objects, in the gentle motion of a comb moving through hair. As you imagine these scenes, let the soft glow of the Renaissance settle around you. Let the calm artistry of those combs ease your thoughts, guiding you deeper into rest. As the world moves into the 18th and 19th centuries, everything begins to change. Machines hum, factories rise, and production shifts from slow, careful craftsmanship to rapid manufacturing. The comb, once shaped entirely by hand, enters a new era, one defined by efficiency, accessibility, and innovation. Industrialization transforms materials. Wood and bone remain in use, but new options appear: hard rubber, celluloid, early plastics. These materials can be molded, shaped, and colored in ways that were impossible before. Combs become lighter, smoother, and more varied. They can be produced quickly, making them affordable for people across all social classes. Imagine a factory floor in the late 19th century. Machines clatter rhythmically. Sheets of hard rubber are pressed into molds. Rows of combs emerge, identical, precise, ready to be polished and packaged. For the first time, combs can be made in large quantities. They appear in shops, markets, and catalogues. People can choose from a wide range of styles: wide-toothed combs, fine-toothed combs, pocket combs, decorative combs. The comb becomes a universal object, found in homes from bustling cities to quiet villages. Celluloid, one of the earliest plastics, brings new possibilities. Combs can be made in soft colours: ivory, amber, tortoiseshell patterns. Some are translucent, catching the light in gentle hues. Others are shaped with ornate designs, mimicking the elegance of hand-carved pieces. But industrialisation doesn't erase craftsmanship entirely. Some combs are still made by hand, especially decorative ones used in elaborate hairstyles or ceremonial dress. These pieces blend traditional artistry with new materials, creating objects that feel both modern and timeless. In the Victorian era, hair becomes a focal point of fashion. Women wear their hair in intricate styles: curls, braids, pinned arrangements. Combs help shape these looks, guiding strands into place with quiet precision. Men carry pocket combs, often paired with small mirrors. A quick comb through the hair becomes part of daily grooming, a moment of order in a rapidly changing world. Industrialisation also brings new uses for combs. Barbers rely on them for cutting and styling. Doctors use fine-toothed combs for examinations. Teachers keep them in classrooms for tidying children's hair before photographs or events. The comb becomes woven into the fabric of modern life, a small, reliable tool that adapts to new materials, new fashions, and new routines. As you imagine this era, let the steady rhythm of machinery fade into a gentle hum. Let the transformation of the comb, from handcrafted treasure to everyday companion, guide you deeper into calm. As we drift into the modern era, the comb becomes an object so familiar that it almost disappears into the background of daily life. Yet behind its simplicity lies a long history of craftsmanship, ritual, and quiet care. A history that continues to shape how we use it today. In the 20th century, new materials transformed the comb once again. Plastics became the dominant choice, allowing combs to be produced in countless colours, shapes, and sizes. They appeared in bathrooms, handbags, school bags, barber shops, and dressing tables across the world. A comb could be bright and playful, sleek and professional, or simple and functional. Imagine a morning in the mid-20th century. A comb rests beside a mirror, its teeth catching the light. Someone picks it up, running it through their hair before stepping out into the day. The motion is familiar, grounding, a small act of order in a world that is becoming busier, faster, more complex. Barbers rely on combs as essential tools. A comb guides scissors with precision. It shapes fades, trims fringes, and smooths stray strands. The sound of a comb moving through hair becomes part of the rhythm of the barber shop, a soft, steady whisper beneath conversation and laughter. In homes, combs become part of family routines. A parent gently combs a child's hair before school. A teenager uses a comb to style their hair before meeting friends. An elderly person keeps a favourite comb on their bedside table, its surface worn smooth by years of use. Combs also become part of travel. A small pocket comb slips easily into a bag or coat, It's a companion on trains, planes, and quiet hotel mornings. A familiar object that brings a sense of continuity wherever life leads. In the modern world, combs take on new forms. Wide-toothed combs help detangle curls gently. Fine-toothed combs offer precision for styling. Heat-resistant combs assist with hairdryers and straighteners. Specialized combs support barbers, stylists, and professionals. Yet, despite all these variations, the essence remains the same, a simple tool that brings comfort, order, and care. Picture a quiet moment at the end of a long day. Someone stands before a mirror, slowly combing their hair. The motion is soft, repetitive, calming, a way to unwind, to release tension, to prepare for rest. As you imagine this scene, let the gentle rhythm of the comb guide your breathing. Let the familiarity of this small object ease your thoughts, settling you deeper into calm. Across cultures and generations, combing the hair has become more than a practical act. It is a ritual, a moment of care, connection, and reflection. A simple motion that carries emotional weight, soothing the mind as much as the body. In many traditions, combing the hair before sleep is a calming ritual. The slow movement helps release the day's tension. The gentle sensation on the scalp encourages relaxation. The repetition creates a rhythm that quiets the mind. Imagine someone sitting quietly in the evening. The room is dim, the air still. They lift a comb and begin to move it through their hair, slowly, deliberately. Each stroke feels like a small exhale, a soft release. In some cultures, combing the hair is part of family bonding. A parent combs a child's hair while telling stories. A grandparent gently combs a grandchild's hair, passing down traditions and memories. The comb becomes a bridge between generations, a symbol of care and closeness. In other traditions, combs are used in ceremonies. A bride's hair is combed before a wedding, symbolizing preparation and blessing. A child's hair is combed during rites of passage, marking growth and transition. A comb may be used in rituals of mourning, representing the gentle act of letting go. Combing the hair can also be a moment of personal reflection, a time to pause, breathe, and reconnect with oneself. A way to feel grounded in the body, present in the moment. Picture someone standing by a window at dawn. They lift a comb and begin to smooth their hair, preparing for the day. The world outside is quiet, the light soft. The motion becomes a meditation, a way to greet the morning with calm intention. Even in busy lives, these small rituals matter. They remind us that care doesn't have to be grand or complicated. It can be found in the simplest gestures, in the quiet movement of a comb, in the gentle attention we give ourselves. As you imagine these rituals, let their softness settle around you. Let the sense of care ease your thoughts, guiding you deeper into rest. Across thousands of years, the comb has gathered meanings far beyond its practical purpose. It has become a symbol, quiet, familiar, and deeply human. In stories, rituals, and traditions, the comb appears again and again, carrying layers of significance that reflect how closely it has been woven into daily life. In many cultures, the comb represents order, a way to bring calm to something unruly, a gesture of smoothing, settling, preparing. Imagine someone standing before a mirror at dawn. They lift a comb and begin to move it through their hair. The motion is steady, deliberate, a small act of shaping the day ahead. In that moment, the comb becomes a symbol of readiness, of intention, of quiet control. In other traditions, the comb carries protection. In parts of East Asia, combs were given as gifts to ward off misfortune. Their teeth represented the removal of negativity, the gentle clearing away of what no longer served. A comb placed in a home or carried in a pouch was believed to bring balance and harmony. Combs also appear in stories and folklore. In some tales, a comb thrown behind a fleeing character transforms into a forest, its teeth becoming trees that slow down danger. In others, a comb is a token of love, a small object exchanged between partners, symbolizing care and closeness. In wedding traditions, combs play a role too. A bride's hair may be combed before the ceremony, each stroke representing blessings for the future. The comb becomes a symbol of transition, from one chapter of life to the next, from childhood to adulthood, from solitude to partnership. In moments of grief, combs can carry meaning as well. Hair is gently combed as part of rituals of farewell, symbolizing respect, tenderness, and the smoothing of life's final passage. The comb becomes a quiet companion in times when words feel too heavy. Even in everyday life, the comb holds emotional weight. People keep combs that belong to parents, grandparents, or loved ones. A simple object becomes a memory, a reminder of someone's presence, their routines, their care. Picture a small wooden comb resting in a drawer, its surface worn smooth by years of use, its teeth slightly uneven from time. It carries not just function, but story, a quiet legacy of the hands that held it. As you imagine these meanings, let them settle softly around you. Let the symbolism of the comb, order, protection, care, ease your thoughts, guiding you deeper into rest. As we drift toward the end of this gentle journey, the comb reveals itself as something more than a tool. It is a thread woven through human history, a companion in moments of preparation, reflection, and care. Its legacy is quiet but enduring. From ancient bone combs carved by early hands, to Egyptian ivory combs decorated with symbols of protection, to Roman grooming kits used in bustling bathhouses, to medieval workshops where artisans shaped wood and bone, to Renaissance homes where combs became objects of beauty, to factories of the industrial age producing combs for the modern world. The comb has travelled with us through every era. It has been held by kings and queens, by travellers and soldiers, by parents and children, by people in every corner of the world. It has shaped hair for ceremonies, comforted during illness, prepared individuals for work, rest, and reflection. It has been part of rituals of love, rituals of farewell, rituals of daily life, and even now, in a world filled with technology and constant motion, the comb remains unchanged at its core, a simple row of teeth, a familiar shape, a gentle purpose. Picture a comb resting beside you now, light, quiet, unassuming. Its story stretches back thousands of years, yet it still finds a place in your daily routine, a small act of care that connects you to generations before. As you settle deeper into rest, let the legacy of the comb linger softly. Let its long history ease your breathing. Let its gentle purpose guide you towards sleep. Thank you so much for sharing this quiet moment with me. If you'd like more bedtime histories like this, then please subscribe now. And if there's a topic you'd love to hear as you drift off, let me know in the comments. Sleep well and be safe.